And as I always say, Vespers is a time where you can just be. There are no expectations. You can stay on video. You can turn off your video. You can turn off your sound. You can just be. For a half an hour or less, you get to just be. So I will go ahead and get us started here. I'm going to go ahead and just light. Our opening words, and this is very much tying in from our water communion, where we are trying to take the themes from Sunday and extend them. Hi, Donna. How good to see you. You exchanged one thing with Rev Christine for another one. So we're trying to extend water communion through into the week. So our opening words are from Elizabeth Lerner McClay. As drops of rain that find each other and build to become a track, a rivulet, a stream, a river, a sea, so are we drawn together, so are we fortunate to find each other, so are we bound together on this shared passage toward an unknown ocean and eternity. So I light our chalice this morning. And I invite you into thinking of how we are like water. And I found a poem, a reading that I thought, it's called Thirsty. And I thought it was really relevant for these COVID times and this water communion times. It's by Gregory Pelly. And so we gather from the ebb and flow of our lives, thirsty for connection to ourselves, thirsty for connection to others, thirsty for connection to the larger life. As we light this chalice, may all who gather here be filled with joy and hope, filled with compassion and love. Here, may we be filled so that we may pour ourselves out into the world. So I want to kind of extend the yumminess of water communion. I want to extend the feelings of thinking about what our community is and how we are connected and the metaphors around water. So I've got some words and thoughts. I'm borrowing them a little bit from a friend, Eric Cherry, a colleague. Because on Sunday we gathered in community to gather our waters at a really seminal time as a congregation, and a time when it is all about ingathering, and yet we were gathering from home. We weren't gathering in, we were gathering separately. And on Sunday we carried love and hope and courageous faith, and we sought to renew our covenantal commitments. We reminded ourselves of a home that we share, a home that we come back to, even if we are not in that home. That the home is something that we have whether we are in the same room or not. Whether we've been gone a long time or a short time, it's a home we welcome, where we welcome all to make their own. A home of love and hope and faith. And we contemplated water, water that we've hung out with, or water that's been present with us. So when I think of water, I think of all the times it's played a role in my life. I think of the what I've heard you all talk about as monsoons, the summer storms, which are amazing, but are not as abundant as I had heard tell about them. Or times from my childhood or adult times at ocean sides or pool sides or riversides or lakesides. Swimming in water, fishing in water, hiking around water. And I think about who I was with, even if I was alone. Sometimes I think of water as something that's around at a moment of grief or birth or rebirth, or perhaps in a mundane place whose sacredness is palpable nonetheless. We think about that water that we have been around or that we carried with us and contributed to the water communion, but more so we think of the spiritual, emotional, or other baggage that we carried. And what did we do with it while we were in these watery places and moments? So does the resiliency of water, does that inspire you? It just never gives up. Water just keeps on flowing no matter what. Do you relate to that resiliency? Or do you relate to the serenity of it? Maybe it's the tides of the oceans, the ones the tide rolls in, the tide rolls out. Maybe it's the music of water, a little crickling, crick in the stream of the waves, or the silence of it. I don't know if any of you have ever fallen asleep to the sound of water, but it's amazing. It's hypnotic ability. Do you feel the interdependent web of all existence coming alive when you are around water? Some of you may have had a gift of a momentary spiritual epiphany nearby water. Others of you might have a growing awareness of how water is like strands of our interdependent web, and how the web is us and everything around us. Perhaps you're connected to the water that's all around the world, and that those companions that we're on this world journey become clearer. Recognizing UUs from all around the world. Can the waters bring to mind the monsoon rains that our UU partners in the Philippines and India know? Or the churning ocean that the UUs in Tierra del Fuego know? Or the rivers or valleys of Transylvania or Lake Victoria? Of UUs in Kenya and Uganda and Burundi? So what brings all of these people all around the world to the water? And what does the water bring to them like to us? How glorious, how sacred, how peaceful. I invite you to rest and spend a moment of meditation thinking about the waters in your life. Spend some time there and let it soak into you. And when you've gotten enough fill of that water, then picture another one. We're going to spend just a couple minutes just thinking of the waters in our lives, in our past, and letting them fill us. Let that be. don't know how you always have the perfect things to play, Mary. That's wonderful. So I invite you into the spirit of prayer or meditation. I invite you to just lower your shoulders, feel the stress come out of your neck, shake out whatever you need out of your hands, and just feel your energy flow through you. Spirit of life, spirit of love, the divine that goes by 99 names. All that we have been separately and all that we will become together is stretched out before us and behind us like a great flowing river. May we be the tributaries, the individual flows of water, may they be small or streams. May we flow in to the collective larger river. It is, can't be, I cannot sneeze, sorry. Sometimes you sneeze in the middle of a prayer. May our tributaries combine into the larger river, knowing that we are one, that our individual drops of water, whether we barely have enough water to make it down the stream or whether we are strong enough to create ripples and currents and even little white caps. May we know that we are all held and supported by the larger river. May we recognize that we have our own tides like the ocean. Sometimes we are stronger and can go further up the beach. And sometimes we are pulled by the moon further out. And wherever we are now, the tide will change. We will get more strength to go further, and we will need rest to come back out. And may we know that we can gather together like the rains in the clouds that come down in strength when they are together and create monsoon storms. When we are ready, when it is needed, when the earth or the community is calling for us, we can pull together and create powerful movements. May water wash over you like comfort, easing your anxiety, giving you a fresh start for your day. And may you know that you can always dip back into the well for more. May it be so for you and your loved ones and all of us in this collective. Amen. And Ashe. And blessed be. My dear ones, go in peace and go in love and have a good rest of the week and tap into your own waters and energy as you need. Know that you are loved and we are all in this together. Much love to you all. Thank you. See you on Sunday.